share our experiences. Came on and everything went dead. We opened the door while it's running. That's 20 amp glass fuse. What up, YouTube? It's all done RV life. You know, we bring videos to you guys to share our experiences and the ups and the downs. And it just seems like more and more of these videos are the downs. But this one's an easy one. I had to do a little digging on getting the info that I needed, but we got it. Anyway, yeah. Decided when I went to open the door, the light came on and everything went dead. What? You know, and we'll back up a little bit before we send you to the intro and get into this. It was what, 2 days ago? Laura and I were like, oh yeah, well, if we have this microwave ever goes out, we want to get one with doors and blah, it does this and that and washes the dishes and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, and then look what happened. Bam, goes out. I thought the whole thing was dead. So let's get into it. See you after the intro. All you short people out there, gotta have a step stool, right?
Yeah, gotta have a step stool in
Yep.
the RV. That's really important.
You know, we're here for the hookups. Shout out to Bethany, she sent me this. Love it, wearing it like crazy. Anyway, all right, so here's our Furrion 1.5 cubic foot microwave.
Don't look how dirty it is.
Yeah, it's dirty as heck. Certainly don't look at the grease, but we're about to get up here. Replacement is about $900.
What?
Yeah, coming from Furrion, all the other stuff, right? So we're gonna try something. Internal fuse. I did some research and they say there's an internal fuse in here located back here. So let's see if we can get it, right? So we're gonna take this top off and we will not look at the nastiness.
Real life moments.
Yep. All right, so then right here, behind this cage. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I did take the screws out because I had to use a little stubby, but make sure the power's off too because you got metal real close to stuff. Okay, so fast forward. We got that out, right? There's that metal screen that was sitting right there. That baby, right there. I hope you can see it. Try and get some light in there on it. Maybe that's better. There's a fuse right there, and this one's already discolored. So all I did was take a small pair of needle nose. Crap, oop. It's really greasy too. Oh, and I broke it. I broke it. Oh no. So we'll put that down. This is a 20 amp glass fuse. That's it. That's what popped when the door went. So this would be a great time for us to not only replace that, but
do some grease cleaning. Oh,
do some cleaning.
You.
Do some cleaning. There's some chunks and stuff up here because this is where the vent stuff goes. It's really weird because ours is ducted. We duct to the outside, but we still have this filter in here, and because it does blow back into, I guess. And this is supposed to be a charcoal-based filter, so I'm gonna take that out and see if it's rinsable, and just do some cleanup while we're here. You know, might as well. But we'll get a 20 amp fuse from our local hardware store and get that replaced, and hopefully then she powers right back up. All right, we're back. Interesting little story, and I'll make it quick. Lowe's, Ace Hardware, Menards, went to all three looking for a glass fuse. 125 volt, 20 amp. Nope, doesn't exist. What they carried were ceramic. That puppy. So, little spoiler alert, we did put this in, it did work. However, I was kind of doing my research on YouTube and those kind of things, and someone had said, yeah, don't use the ceramic ones, go with glass. So, because of the wonderful world of Amazon and having an Amazon distribution center close by, we did get our 125 volt 20 amp glass fuse. So we're gonna put this in, fire this thing up, make sure she works, get it all buttoned up, and wrap it up for you. So what I've been doing, so right up in here, we cleaned all this stuff up, got all the grease off of everything, cleaned the filter out. But we're just gonna push that puppy into there. Let's take you into the circuit breaker. So we get down here, and it says microwave. Oop, I hear beeping.
I heard that.
All right. Oh, stop. There we go. All right. So we won't bore you with putting it all back together. You saw how it came apart. It goes back together in reverse order. Set your clock. Go from there. But
if you have any questions, just put it in the comments.
Yeah. So you guys need to like, subscribe, and comment. Even if it's like, hey, Olie, your hair's messy. Whatever. Just put something in there. And if anyone else has used ceramic microwave, they're meant for microwave. They're fast acting in their microwaves and had trouble with them, or have used them and had no trouble with them. Post that in the comments too, because people come to our videos for kind of how-tos and on what they do. So I'm going to leave the glass in there. We're going to hang on to the ceramics, and if anything changes or if we have any issues, we will give you another update on that one. All right, we're back. Give you more updates on our lovely Furrion microwave. So as you saw earlier in the video, we were popping that fuse that was up top, and so doing the going down the rabbit hole, troubleshooting, seeing why is that happening. And what I learned was that the switches, there's three switches located in here. So when this door shuts, it goes in here and it pushes on the switches, and actually I think there's a third one down here that I don't know. Anyway, we'll see it when we get into it. But those switches, when you open the door, tells the microwave turn off. And so over time, the door starts to sag. So you get this sagging. And so now watch this. We go to shut it, you're gonna watch the door's gonna rise up. Well, maybe you didn't see it, but it rose up and then it drops back down again. And so that's doing something funky with the switches. So either switches out, which they work. If we open the door, it does tell it to turn off, but it's such a power surge that it blows the fuse in there. So I did more research and we found this thing, which is the switch holder. So if it goes in the microwave like that, and the door comes in and hits these. And I guess this is, it's upside down.
So is this black?
Yeah.
These little dark things right here? Okay, so that matches that. Okay.
Yeah. And so what they say is that they get worn, and it allows the door to sag down. So then when you go to open the door, that switches, I don't know. This is the replacement part.
Electrolux.
Yeah, so Electrolux, Frigidaire. So the whole idea is we're gonna go in and replace this, and hopefully those switches go in. I think I'm gonna try and test the switches too. And this, with replacement then being all new, will hopefully keep that door from sagging, and those switches will contact. And so then when it's running, if you open the door, hopefully it works right and it shuts the thing off and doesn't blow the fuse. So we're gonna take this thing apart again, see if we can get this out, replace it, get those switches back in, put it back on the, and hopefully have our microwave back. Worst case scenario, we end up in the position we're at now, and it works. The microwave works. You turn it on, run it, whatever, but if you open the door while it's running, that's where it's gonna blow that fuse. So we've been using it now for a while, and it's worked fine as long as you don't open the door. So we'll get into this.
And this is a common problem. We found some forums where people kept talking about it, and this was one of the things that they talked about.
Yeah, if you go search this kind of thing on YouTube, you're going to see lots of videos about people talking about the switches and these ramps, and you can do this and you can do that. So it sounds like this is a very common issue with microwaves in general, because everybody here makes the parts. And it's for what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 6 on the bag. So yeah, sounds like it is kind of a common thing. Anyway, let's get into it.
Was that easy to get off? Just kind of pop
yeah,
it?
So there, I'll put it back. So you can see on the sides here, or on the bottom, they've got these little legs that go in. So they go in here. And so we're gonna push up, and then it clicks down, and there's a screw I took off right here on top. Let's see if you can see it. So there's a screw right here, unscrew that, then the whole thing gets pushed up, and that's how she lets go.
So you're not really dealing with the actual workings of the microwave, you're just working with this right here. So 1, 2, connections. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyways, this is the piece we got. So we're gonna take out these 2 screws, then we push this up and it goes back and in, and it'll come out. We just wanna make sure we keep track of wires. Take it all apart. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna come in with my handy dandy phone, see if I can get a good look at, well, we'll do the back of this panel first. And what we're doing is looking at wiring as to where all the wires go and what attaches where to who to what colors and places and things, because I'd hate to take this thing apart and be like, oops, I don't know how it goes back together. All right, so let me see this. This is what we're looking at. Here's the picture I just took, so now we can see all those wires and where they go. I think I got them all too. Yeah, it's a little hidden back there, but and then I have other pictures too. So I took one this way, which is showing the switches, and there's that from that view. Anyway, just taking pictures so we know what to do or how to put it back together. Sure. Let go. Jiminy Christmas. What am I doing wrong? There's no button on it. It's just a spade connector buried in this stupid housing. Grr!
Oh, girl. There you go.
Alright, we gotta keep. Tape holds them in their current configuration. Let's get a little screwdriver back because these things are not coming off easy.
Probably a good thing with all the bouncing down the road that we do.
Yeah. But I don't think it needs to be that bad. Jiminy Christmas. Where's the other one? Oh, he's off. Okay.
Now the hard part.
Well,
now the easy part.
I don't know about easy, hard, or in the middle. Alright, so we're going to try and take this out. 2 screws, get it out. I'm hoping all of this comes as one part, so then we can change the switches into the new one at a time with the wires connected. But this is going to be interesting because it's so tight in there. Whatever you want to do. Alright, well, these little screws were not fun. So I got in there with the big one, with the big screwdriver first, and then these little shorties to take it out. But at least they weren't cranked down so tight that it stripped them out. Alright, those are out. So, screw there, another screw there. So now this whole thing, see right there?
I'm not sure what I'm looking at. I can't see. Well, there we go.
Yeah, so there's that tab, and there's one.
You were seeing a lot of this.
Up here. So there's the 2. So as you raise this, those push in. So now, this is where the wiring is going to be an issue. And we can finagle this out. So I got to get some of this harness and stuff out of the way. Oop, I had it. There we go. I'm just hoping there's enough wire to pull them all out, but all right, so I'm gonna turn it this way. So now you can see the top of the switch right there. And when that door shuts, hope you can all see this. It pushes on this. Hear the click? So that part's working. And then down here, there's that whole conglomerate of stuff in there. So that one's clicking. So I think we're good there. It's just getting the things out. Alright, so that's a little bit better. Not the greatest, but so there's the switch.
So can you change it like one at a time so you're...
What is that? Yeah, that's what I'm going to try and do. I just got to figure out how they come out.
Undo and undo right away.
So, alright. And they're not screwed in. So I just got to figure out how it comes out. And then here's the other 2. Yep, and they're clicking, so that's good. It's not soft and spongy.
The soft and spongy meant what again?
that the switch wasn't working. It was malfunctioning on the inside. It should be a nice click. There should be a,
so that's a good thing.
Yeah. But it doesn't mean the switch isn't bad, but I just got to figure out how to get them out. And I want to say it's a little tab type thing. All right. So I got it out. So there's the switch. You can see there's a couple of holes there to hold it in. So right here, so this is the carrier right there, is the piece, because when the switch goes back into the housing, it's going to slide in, and that little hole is going to catch that tab.
Okay.
And that's what holds it in. And it does it same here and right there. And just to show you, so there's that first one. Yep,
there you go.
Can see it. There's that first one. The second, and then the third. So that's how we're gonna get them out. I guess it's supposed to be these ramps, and you can tell that they are worn.
The little ramps.
Look at all the crap in there. I'm hoping this is a fix. I'm starting to wonder if it's a switch issue. I guess we'll find out. So we'll get these other two switches out. We'll get the new piece in, get it all put back in, and test it and see if we blow fuses. If we blow a fuse, then we know we probably need to replace switches. Anyway, you're along for the ride. All right, so we got all the switches out by pushing on those little tabs. So then we're left with this. So now we have, so this is that little rocker arm that sits there and clicks the switch, and it's just all behind that. So we need to get that out, and then we're gonna put it right in there and start the transfer process. So it's not overly difficult once you see how it all goes. Ramps look a little dirty and worn. I don't know if this is gonna be a fix for it or not, but we'll find out. There. So then I think that's in. So let's go play with switches. All right, so now
over the shoulder.
Yeah, we're gonna slide this back into place. Click. Yay. Click, click. Come on. Oh, there we go. Well, I think we're in. Yeah. There it is. Yay for yay. Now to get it back inside the case and put those two screws back in. And then wire this baby back up. I'll have to go back and watch our own video just to see how it looked when it came out. Come on, there we go. Noises you don't want to hear. So, getting those tabs back in.
Oh, I see. Right, those.
Tab right there. Tab right there. So they come in and then you pull it down. That holds it in place. Now you put the screws in. Well, anyway, so now you're back. So we got it in, and I mean the door's
it's
still
a little bit tight.
But it, yeah. I mean, you try it and see if it feels different to you.
I'm at a weird angle, but
yeah. So anyway, let's hopefully that's gonna help the problem, or it's gonna have done absolutely nothing. You probably wipe that off too. But I guess we'll find out. I'm gonna put those in place. Now it's getting all these.
Replug.
Yeah, but you want to make sure you don't bend those pins. Alright, so
gotta have the fire extinguisher ready, on the ready, when you plug it, when you put it back on?
No. We got this. We got this. All right. We'll go turn the breaker on.
I'll stand way over here. 10, or 3, 2, 1.
Well, we didn't blow it up. Light goes off.
Nope.
Did it pop up here?
Yep.
That's not good.
Take 2.
Back in, but...
Fudge. 3rd time's a charm?
I just want it to work. I said that, but...
That was it.
All right. So probably a simple thing that everyone knows already, but I'll share my stuff with you. So we put those switches back in, right? So we have the bottom, kind of middle, and the top one. And you saw that it was as soon as it turned on, it was blowing the breaker, which was telling me that these switches, one of the switches was not telling the system that the door was closed and it was safe to start. So I started the process of taking this all back out again. And this switch right here, because it's got to get past, there's a plastic arm that sticks out right here. Let me see. Yeah, I hope you can see it. Right at the end of my fingers, this arm is sticking. So getting this thing out was a pain. Well, as I was doing it, I was pushing on these connections and it goes click, which means I didn't have it seated all the way into the frame of the plastic, whatever it's called, door holder. I don't know. Anyway, so as soon as I did that, hooked it all back up, put a glass fuse back in, you just saw it work. So check your work. Make sure your switches are seated too. But I think we have resolved the problem. So I'm gonna button it back up again. I'm gonna test it again just to make sure. But the whole point of this was to get to a point, let me put this back, where it goes back to its normal functions. And normal functions for the microwave are to shut off when the door is open mid-run. And so that's when we were having the problems. It was popping it. So hopefully we've realigned those switches now, and that safety feature's back. I mean, it worked before, but you had to wait or press stop and then open the door. But that's not, you know, we want the 100%, all of it, use of it. So kind of happy it's working, but we're gonna test it out again, make sure, give it a couple of test runs and button her back up, and then hopefully we don't have to talk about it anymore. All back together. So there it is. Kind of a pain in the butt. Fingerprints everywhere. Got some cleaning to do. But so we replaced that switch holder, and that seemed to work. That seemed to be the trick. Just make sure when you install the switches, you get that click in like I did. I'm going to go ahead and order up the switches, so we have them on stock in the hand, so that if something does happen again, I can go and just replace the switches. Be careful with ordering switches. We'll put a link to the Amazon that we bought, because you need 2 normally open, 1 normally closed. Is how I read it. And boy, trying to find that switch through Furrion and whatever, it's just a pain in the butt. But KW3A, we'll link it again, is the ones that we're going to get, that we think it's a replacement of these. Careful, do your shopping around, because some places are charging $24 or $25 for one switch, and I'm getting all 3 for about $9. We know that they're knockoffs and probably made overseas, but good luck finding them. Anyway, so there's the deal on that. It looks like everything's working fine. So if you don't see any follow-up videos from us, then you know it worked. Please put your comments down below if you've run into this problem yourself, or you've gone and done the replacement like we did and you had success with it, or whatever. Yeah, throw us comments down below, because we could really use the input from you guys out there. And it helps the algorithm, so it gets us out there so YouTube can do its YouTube magic, things like that. If you enjoyed this video, please hit a like And if you're not subscribed, we'd appreciate it if you subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. Just hit that subscribe button. If you want notifications, turn the bell on, right? I think that's it, Mama.
Sounds good to me.
Here's to happy microwaving. Later.